Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Dzikri Tirta Buana from SMA Negeri 93 Jakarta. The House opposes awards and recognitions in the artistic and or creative fields, such as Grammy Awards, Oscars, etc. We, however, disagree. There are several reasons as to why these award shows still serve a purpose in the artistic fields that they are placed in, that they are a part of. Number one is the recognition of excellence in certain artistic achievements. They serve as an institutionalized and corporatized morale booster and sometimes even end goals themselves for indie artists, guiding them and giving them a purpose to keep going by awarding artists that make it to a whole new level of excellence. Number two, they can produce publicity towards certain artists that may or may not have gone under the radar. There are many, and I do mean many, underrated artists of all fields that can get their golden ticket to the spotlight through these award shows. I'm sure you have an underrated artist in mind who feels just like this one. Number three, they provide entertainment for the audience. This is the main reason why I believe as long as award shows continue to be entertaining, they will have a purpose in the modern day industry. Because at the end of the day, audience engagement and emotional satisfaction is what runs any modern entertainment industry. And these shows are able to offer that in droves, in many ways, directly or indirectly, supporting the artists that they take their work from by bringing them much needed publicity to the industry that they are a part of, hell, even parts of the industry that they are a part of. Next, we are going to be refuting the arguments made by the video that Nsdc sent to us. His arguments that he made can be roughly classified and categorized into two parts. Number one is why award shows why awards and recognitions are flawed in their practice. And number two, in quotes here, why it diminishes art. Right, let's get to the first one. Quote, why Grammy Awards and others like it have lost their inertia. He makes the argument that they are a white-dominated show and how unjust awards that have been given in the past will often lead to community backlash and clashes among respective artists' fan bases. Okay, this argument sort of has two parts in it, so let's get to the first part of this argument. The first part of this argument has been valid many years ago. Was valid many years ago. You see, back then, especially before the 2000s era came along, even during it, it was very much a white-dominated industry. Like, if you were of a part of any minority, race, sexual minority, etc., you had a far less prospectful, you had a far less greener pasture in the industry, far less prospects in the industry, because you were not part of the majority, the white majority. They hated anyone who is a minority back then. However, in the last few years, we have seen a massive and sudden shift, generational shift in their attitude towards minorities of all kinds. A keystone example of this is the Academy's new policy regarding diversity in the movies that they endorse, which in its terms, endorses a more diverse cast in its movies. Okay, if you have not read the new policy, the Academy's new policy on diversity, it essentially goes something like this: we will not put any movie that has no significant presence of minorities in its casting. And that has been a massive boon to many minorities, especially ethnic minorities, which doesn't get represented often in big budget movies, in big budget films. The second part of this argument is that of the unjustly awards, right? The unjustly awards that has been given in the past, and how it has uh, gotten great backlash from the community, and how it often sparks community clashes by respective artists' community. Let me be real with you here. In any position where someone has power over another, there will be those who abuse it. And I do agree that these award shows, especially the Oscars, are no different. Uh, and they have had a long history regarding unfair practices. However, the solution to that problem is not to run away, is to get rid of those corrupt in charge, is to solve that problem. Not by deeming the entire ordeal as something bad and leaving it aside. We need to fix it. The second argument he brought was, it destroys art. Let me bring up two quotes here. First, quote, art is subjective and therefore cannot be ranked in such a manner. Number two is, it destroys an artist, making them only do something that the majority will like. Now, the first part, while the notion art is subjective is true, it is wrong to say that it cannot be objectified. Like, it very much can be objectified. By grading individual parts that make a piece of art great, we can get a feel of what truly makes them great, and therefore rank them in a semi-objective manner. The second part is destroying an artist's passion by forcing them to make something that they do not want. We destroy their passion in their arts. The thing is, as long as what they create is of great quality, there is no objective way to say that that is a negative offer, other than maybe emotional qualities, which to that I say, skill issue. So in conclusion, awards, regardless of what you may think, still serve a purpose. Racism and favoritism in the industry is bad, but has been diminishing and being phased out over the coming years. And the subjectivity elements to his arguments are, ironically enough, subjective. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.